Okay, I want to work on this. Most of yours look pretty good. If you need to kind of show your work a little better to get the right answer, okay? We have 2x plus 3 equals 15. This little box is optional to put. You don't have to if you don't want to. 2x plus 3 equals 15. That's for checking to see if my answer is right later. So I'm solving for x. So you circle the equals, you put a little dash line or a wall on the side of the x. Now you need to highlight what operations you have. 2 and x is times, x and 3 is plus. You need to circle, if you have times or divide, you need to circle what's being timesed or divided, okay? Now, because I had a lot of people Friday there telling me, well, I don't know what number to add or subtract. Well, if you circle the times divided, you know you don't add or subtract that number. You take the outside number to 0, okay? So we're taking the 3 to 0 by minusing 3. You take the outside number to 3. See, if you circle, you'll see it. 15 minus 3 is 12, then you got 2.x. Then when I see multiply, I need to do the opposite. I need to divide. That means underline each side. That's how we divide and place 2. Those operations cancel and then 2. So I now have x by itself. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now if you want to check your answer, you put the times dot and put 6 in. So 2 times 6 is 12, and 12 plus 3 is 15. So that makes sense. Next one, wall. What operations do you have on this side? Put the wall on whatever side the x is on. Well, you got divide by 2 and plus 5. Circle the divide so you know, okay, I ain't subtracting or adding that number. Okay, it's a number outside. We have to get that to 0. So if you got positive 5 to get it to 0, you'd have to minus 5. Cross it out because that's 0. Then line up your equals. You have x divided by 2 still. 18 minus 5 is 13. Now, if you see division, you multiply, okay? Don't divide by 2, okay? You have to get rid of the divide by 2. You do. See, here you had times 2, so you're going to divide. Here you have divide by 2, you're going to times. So you put a dot on each side and 2. 13 times 2 is 26. So the original equation, we had x divided by 2 plus 5 equals 18. So if x is 26, 26 divided by 2 is 13 plus 5. Does that equal 18? Yes, it does. Okay, next problem. Again, you don't have to make this box if you don't feel you need to, okay? Okay, here's the equals. X is now on this side, so that's the side I need to go highlight operations. 9 and 3 is minus. I hate minuses, make it plus negative. And then the 3 and the x would be times. Now, the number that's times, you don't add or subtract that number. You have to add or subtract 9. Okay, well, you have to go from 9 to 0, so you would subtract 9. 15 minus 9 is 6, and over here you got negative 3 times x. Keep circling that. Now, what do we have? Times or divide? You have times, you do the opposite there, divide. So underline the side, place a negative 3, and those cancel. But then I have to underline this side and also place a negative 3. So we have x. 6 divided by negative 3, use your calculator if you don't know it, it's negative 2. Now if you want to test your answer, come over here and just replace your x with negative 2. So 15 equals 9 plus negative 3 times negative 2. So I would times these first, that's 6. Times always comes first. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay. Okay, next one. 4 minus 5x equals negative 16. The x is on the left side, so that's the side we go and highlight our operations. So 5 minus 4, that'll be 5 plus negative 4. And and then 5 and x will be 5 times x. Now, circle your times or divide operation. Times comes before the adding, so you want to circle that, and then you do them in reverse order. You get rid of this number first, okay? You take that's the number you add or subtract. Well, you have to go to 0, so minus 4 from negative 16. So we got negative 5 times x. This isn't 12, because if you're at negative 16 and go backwards 4, you go negative 17, 18, 19, 20, okay? Then we got the times operation, so that means I am going to divide, okay? If I see the dot, I'm going to divide. If I see the line in the equation, I need to times. Divide those, and that's going to be 4. Now, if you want to check your answer, the original equation, we had a 4 plus a negative 5 times x equals negative 16. So if I replace my x with 4, I would then times negative 5 by 4, negative 20. So I'd have 4 plus negative 20 equals negative 16. Then I'd add those, and that's negative 16, just like it should be. Okay, this looks like an intimidating problem. You just got to follow the process, okay? Right there's a wall. So negative 9 and x, we got plus, x and negative 5, we have divide. Circle the divide by, because divide comes before plus, okay? So we have to get that to 0. Well, we'd add 9, because you'd have to go forward 9 from negative 9. Then you go to the number that's over here and add 9. So we have x divided by negative 5 still. If you're at negative 5, you go forward 9, you'd go to 0. 5 forward takes you to 0. 4 more forward takes you to 4. Now I see the line. That means it's divide, so I myself need to times by negative 5. Okay, those cancel, and now I have just the x. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Now, in the original equation, negative 9 plus x divided by negative 5 equals negative 5. Now I'm going to replace that x with the negative 20. We have to divide first. Negative 20 divided by negative 5 is 4. So we have negative 9 plus 4 equals negative 5. Then I do the adding. It's negative 5. That's right. Okay. That doesn't have to be done if you don't think it's necessary. Alright, here's the equals, x on this side. So 5 and x should be times, x and 2 is plus. Circle, times comes before plus, so circle it. But you go in reverse order now. You get rid of the number outside. That's the number you have to add or subtract to 0. If it's a positive 2, you go backward 2. So that would be 10. And then we have times we need to divide, okay, by the negative 5 factor so that those cancel, and I now have just x on this side. You're getting x by itself, okay? You're doing inverse operations, negative 2. Okay, let's see if that's right. Negative 5 times x plus 2 equals 12. Okay, so I'm multiplying the negative 5 and the negative 2. That would be positive 10 plus 2 equals 12. 10 plus 2 is 12 equals 12. Yes, sir. Okay. Next one. X divided by negative 3 plus 12 equals 2. So the x is on this side of the equation. So highlight the operations. You have divide and plus. That's not a minus. That's a divide by negative 3. Okay. So you have divide and plus. Circle the one that comes first. Okay. Now you do the order of operations in the reverse order. Okay. The 12 has to be taken to 0 first. Okay. The number you have circled is not the number you add or subtract. That's a multiplying and dividing number. We don't think number line with it. Take your 12 to 0 by subtracting it. 2 minus 12 is negative 10. And over here you still got x divided by negative 3. Now, you see divide, so I, Corey Hermsen, have to times on each side to eliminate the divide operation by negative 3, negative 3. So now the divide operation's gone. I have x, negative 10 times negative 3 is 30. So in the original equation, we had x divided by negative 3 plus 12 equals 2. Now let's replace the x with 30, because I think that's the answer, and I divide first. Negative 10 plus 12 equals 2, and negative 10 plus 12 is 2. Check. Okay, last one. Negative 7 plus 4x. So we got a plus, and then we're going to have a times. Again, the times comes before the plus. You want to circle it, but now you got to undo the operations in the reverse order. That's the number you have to add or subtract first. Okay, so it's negative 7 on a number line. You'd have to move forward 7, so that means add 7. So we have 4 times x, and then 21 plus 7 is 28. Now we see times, so I, Corey Hermsen, need to divide, because I don't want that times 4. So if I divide by 4, the operation's gone. 28 divided by 4 is 7. Check your answer if you want. Negative 7 plus 4 times x equals 21. X, I think, is 7. So I need to times the 4 by the 7. That would make 28. So it's negative 7 plus 28. Then I add these two, and that's 21. Done. Okay. Let me know if you have a question. Remember, minuses make plus negative. Please highlight your times or divide, because you know, okay, it ain't that number I add or subtract. It's the outside number.